The Fall by Albert Camus is a short yet profoundly layered novel told entirely as a confession. The narrator, Jean-Baptiste Clements, a former Parisian lawyer, now lives in Amsterdam. He begins his story in a dimly lit bar, speaking to an unnamed listener, and slowly peels back the layers of his past for us. Once Clements saw himself as the very model of virtue, a successful lawyer, charming, eloquent, always ready to defend the innocent. In his own eyes and in the eyes of others, he was a symbol of justice and honor. His daily life seemed filled with acts of kindness, helping the elderly, defending the poor, showing respect to women, and treating strangers with generosity. But as his tale unfolds, it becomes clear that beneath these noble gestures lay a hidden motivation: the desire for self-satisfaction and the admiration of others. The turning point comes one rainy night in Paris. While crossing a bridge, Clements notices a solitary woman leaning against the railing. A brief, faint laugh escapes her lips, and then, without warning, she falls or perhaps throws herself into the river. Clements freezes. He does not jump in, does not shout for help. He simply walks away into the night. Yet the memory of that moment, the splash, the silence, will haunt him forever. From that night on, Clements's carefully constructed worldview begins to crumble. He realizes that his life has been built not on pure love of justice, but on pride and the hunger for moral superiority. This realization marks what he calls his fall, a descent from the peak of self-assured virtue into the valley of bitter self-awareness. Leaving Paris behind, Clements relocates to Amsterdam, a city whose grey skies, still waters, and dense fog mirror the heaviness of his mind. Here he adopts the title of judge penitent, someone who simultaneously confesses his own guilt while passing judgment on others. In his view, all people are guilty. The tragedy is that most remain blind to their own faults. With biting irony, he strips away the layers of hypocrisy and self-deception he sees in human life. For him, even our kindest actions often spring not from selfless love, but from a desire to be noticed, praised, and admired. No one, not even himself, escapes this hidden game of power and vanity. In his one-sided conversation with the listener, who might in truth be us, he seeks to draw his audience into the same moral courtroom where he stands, a place where the belief in absolute innocence no longer survives. Through sharp wit and dark humor, he reminds us that while we judge others, we ourselves stand accused in a larger, unseen trial. By the end, it is unclear whether Clements's confession and self-awareness have brought him any redemption, or if he has simply fallen into a new form of self-deception. The Fall is at once an intimate personal confession and a philosophical reflection on pride, judgment, hypocrisy, and the fragility of moral integrity. With this work, Camus holds up an unflinching mirror to the reader and asks, "When the moment of your own fall comes, what will you do?"